What up, folks? Happy Friday. It's been a heck of a week, right? It gets real quiet when people are getting wrecked. Let's look at the fear and greed index. The stock market is leaning into greed, and the crypto market is leading into fear. You want to see extreme greed or extreme fear? When it's extreme greed, you should be looking at selling. And when you're in extreme fear, you should be looking at buying, dollar cost averaging. We have to tell the truth. You have to look in the mirror and tell yourself the truth. It starts with you. It's you versus you. The fear and greed index literally tells you everything. It's the sentiment of the dumb money. The dumb money will sell at extreme fear and buy at extreme greed. All you got to do is type in fear and greed index to Google, and it'll take you to the index, and you can look at it yourself. And one day, maybe, somebody will send me an email saying, "Thank you, OG. We sure appreciate you telling us everything we needed to know without charging us $10,000 to buy your program." That's what I do it for. It's not for clout. It's just, you got to give credit where credit's due. Or you just do what the crowd does. You do what the sheep do and do the opposite, right? And then you have nothing to say when the market is capitulating. You know it's a capitulation. That means it's being manipulated down. It's not going to zero. It's just making it look like it's going to zero so you can jump out of your position so that smart money can buy your position that you're selling. We got to call it what it is. The market makers, the manipulators of the system, are trying to force dumb money out and give the money to the smart money. The smart money will buy during extreme fear, and they will sell during extreme greed. Smart money, the 2%, the people who really run the world, the 1 to 2%, the ones with all the money that have the ability to sell at the top and create selling pressure while everyone else is late. Oh, look at gold, it's going up. Let's buy today. No, you were supposed to buy in December. And you buy today, and then automatic, it just drops on you. You don't have enough money to sustain. It will margin call you. Means it'll just take your money, and you go, your account gets blown because all you had was $500 and you put it in the wrong position, and you lose your money. It's called a margin call. So we look at the basic scale of 100. You're supposed to buy at the bottom of the scale. You're supposed to sell at the top of the scale. So, you hear the saying, oh, people talk just to hear their head rattle. Well, if you're speaking the truth, I'd rather rattle my head speaking the truth instead of an interpretation of the truth or a perception of the truth, an opinion about the truth. No, the numbers are real. The scale is what you need. So hopefully it's being understood. I have to do this every day. Talk about what's most important, these numbers. You either walk out of your front door and use your neck, your back, and your ankles, or you can stay in your house and use your fingertips, your eyeballs, and your brain. It's the same money. It comes from the same place. It comes from the Federal Reserve by way of the Department of the Treasury. That's where the money comes from. You want to be able to pull that money, extract that money from the market like smart money, right? I have to repeat these things. It will save you and your family. So we see Kevin Warsh instead of Kevin Hassett. I thought it was going to be Hassett. Between the two Kevins, right? I don't know too much about this Kevin. But we got a name. So we're looking at May, June to get the new Fed chair. He should be cutting interest rates. Will give us some alleviation of the pressure of life to get a cut on interest rates so we can make our purchases at somewhat of a lower interest rate. It doesn't look like interest rates are really going to come down. They look like they're going to skyrocket to the upside. And with it, it's going to take all assets. Oh, but what about crypto? You got to buy low. Like I said, if you don't understand that it's buy low and sell high, we've all heard the saying. So if you go opposite of that, that's your problem. That's your fault. And you're going to get that same result, a loss. I don't want you to lose. I want you to win. So I got to repeat the processes, repeat the mind frame, the way of thinking when it comes to investing your money. And it's not trading or investing advice, but I am promoting the correct way to do things. You have to get on the wave and stay on the wave. Like on the skateboard. You can't just try to get on the skateboard and think, I'm not going to stay on the skateboard. No, you have to stay on the skateboard to execute what you're supposed to do when you're on a skateboard, surfboard, whatever kind of board. You got to keep your finger on the pulse of the market. How? Through alerts. Everybody has access to free alerts. They don't know that they have alerts. They don't know that they need to get a broker for free. These brokers they'll try to charge you, but no. To get a basic WEBULL account, you just go and sign up and you get an account. And once you get that account, you have access to millions of alerts. I have alerts on everything. All asset classes. Not because I'm buying them, because I want to know the breadth of the market. So whenever I find out about a new company, I put alerts on it. I know the stock market. I know the gold and metals market. I know the oil market. I know crypto market because I have alerts on all of them. I didn't know at the beginning of my trading career that I can get free alerts. I thought I had to go get TradingView and pay for Pro so I can put alerts. I have literally thousands to hundreds of thousands of alerts on different companies. With TradingView, I would have to buy the super platinum version to get that many alerts, and it would cost an arm and a leg. But of course, I had to learn along the way how to do things for a lesser value. You want to use the least amount of your money as possible and start growing it. If I pay $250 to start, which is kind of what I did with my investments, I started with about $250 on a gold miner, and I made $2,000. And that's how I started my portfolio. With their money, not my money. I only put in $250. So that's what I'm saying. You want to use as little of your money as possible and start utilizing the technique of buying low and selling high. And then you'll have the capital available to do everything else that you need to do. If you never start that process, you'll never be there. You'll never get there. So you know who we do it for the people, not the profits. It's the consistency and persistency of doing things correctly that's going to win in this market. To beat the market, you must become the market, and the market moves with integrity through its price. And if you don't have the integrity of the price, see it, say it, do it. You see what I'm saying? Can you say what I'm saying? Because if you can say what I'm saying, then you can do what I'm saying. All right? You have to do it. I can't give you no donation. My donation is my life analysis. In these markets, the analysis, because the analysis is correct. Why is it correct? Is because I do what the chart says at all times. It doesn't matter what market I'm looking at. It respects the basic scale of 100. Once you understand that and you're applying it, you'll see it yourself. That's why I'm waiting for some thank yous, because people don't know how to say thank you. Because a lot of us get slapped around. We don't like being slapped around. We have a hard time saying thank you because we never get to a successful feeling in our body. Once you start getting successful, being grateful for being successful, you start saying thank you. You start feeling more appropriate, right? So, and if not, then you're just getting wrecked, and that's why. Because we're doing things the opposite way. We're doing it incorrectly. So shout out to my team. We're shutting down. Don't buy crypto on Friday, obviously. Ain't nobody saying nothing in the market. And on YouTube, the comments are minimal because people are getting smacked up. They're getting wrecked. And if you're impersonating a clown, then that's what you get. You need to start following the right information so that you can start positioning yourselves correctly, and then you'll start getting a positive result. Hey,